Grand rising, grand arrival, grand return. Peace and blessings to the righteous and repentant alike. I am Sophia Spiritualite, and this is Don't Miss It, the podcast where we discuss events, happenings, news of the day for various parts of the Trump administration and beyond, as we capture very, very important details about the culture that we may need to refer back to in the future. So this is an archival podcast where we just really documenting what's going on so that in the future these things won't be taken out of context. All right. So this is part 2 for the week of January 20th, 2025. We're going to start with Friday, January 24th. We're just going to go through the news. So the short version of this is on TikTok and also on my YouTube channel and on the MariKaNa News Network YouTube channel, where you can find the weekly videos where I just go over the basic notes from this. And in these longer podcasts, I'm actually going to discuss some of the things in more detail and add more clarification. So we'll have 3 podcasts in total a week. The first podcast is going to cover the first half of the week of a particular week. The second podcast is going to cover the second half of a particular week. And the third podcast is going to cover executive orders or other written documents that need to have some clarification or explanation or deep dives done into. So I hope you guys enjoy this type of content. If you do, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with your family and friends. All right. So Friday, January the 24th, menthol cigarette ban is withdrawn by Trump, which is something that Biden did on the way out the door. Some information goes viral about James Brown. He did a live show in Boston on 4/4/68 and prevented the burning of Boston after the MLK death, when they had the MLK riots, which I thought was really interesting. I started reading a book called The Satanic Verses, which I recommend and don't recommend at the same time. It's a very advanced spiritual book, okay? Alex Haley from Roots gets exposed on X, and on the first part of the video I said I was talking about, on the 23rd was the 48th anniversary of the Roots premiere, and then on the 25th he gets exposed on X. Everybody is talking about what a fraud he is, so on and so forth. So that was a really good turnaround time. All right. State-owned news covered Elon's Roman salute. Okay. Oh, Italy. Italy state-owned news covers Elon's Roman salute. At the inauguration, Elon did a particular gesture that people affiliate with a particular man in Germany. But others know it as a Roman salute, like I give you my heart. And so this thing goes so viral that, again, Italy state-owned news ends up covering it, which is just a giant mess, okay? A black Masonic lodge makes Biden a master Mason, which is ridiculous. I don't even have comments on that. Why are you making Biden hated black people. He said it. He did not like black people. He said Obama was the first clean, articulate black person he had ever seen. He didn't like Indian people either, which is why I don't know what the whole thing with Kamala was, because he said you can't go into a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts without seeing an Indian. Like, this Joe Biden was a racist. So the fact that a black Masonic lodge makes him a master Mason is just it tells you their standards are nothing, basically. Trump visits North Carolina and then Los Angeles, conditions his help that's going to go to Los Angeles, and sends in the Army Corps of Engineers to North Carolina. To this point, North Carolina, which had the hurricane in September, had not received any help at all. No Army Corps of Engineers, no FEMA, no nothing. And this was because this was the plan by the Biden administration to prevent North Carolina from turning red, which it did not. What it did prevent is Mark Robinson, who was the lieutenant governor, from becoming the governor. They ran a huge smear campaign against him. Although what I'm finding out is when the left runs a smear campaign against you, is because you actually have something to be smeared with. They can't run a smear campaign against you successfully if you actually are a good person. For example, they ran a huge smear campaign against Trump and it just didn't work. There's other people they ran smear campaigns against, the left, and they didn't work. Like, they ran a smear campaign against RFK. They ran a smear campaign against Kash Patel, and these things did not work. So they ran a smear campaign against Pete Hegseth, and it just didn't work. And so this is the truth. If they can run a smear campaign against you, you probably, and successfully keep you from doing whatever it is, 9 times out of 10, you actually have something. There's something there. They can't get away with it that many times. So Mark Robinson did announce he's not going to run for governor again. They are going to have to do something with the governor that is in North Carolina. He is not good. I think it's Josh Shapiro. I don't know. I can't remember his. I don't think it's Shapiro. I think Shapiro's in Pennsylvania. But anyway, so that was the 24th of the pretty slow news day. So on Saturday, January the 25th, it goes viral that a pistachio farm, which is the wonderful company in California, consumes more water than all of LA, which is insane. This story about the wonderful people, they basically bought out the LA election essentially, and basically all the water that should be going to LA gets rerouted to their farm because of the donation that they made. And so this means that other farmers in California suffer. The people in California don't have enough water. It's really horrific, that whole story. Okay, a leftist compares Trump DEI firings to the McCarthy communist purging, which is, I don't even know what to say about this. See, everything is communism to these people. Okay? Hot Pilates and hot yoga act as lymphatic drainage and a heavy metal detox. This is Andra, bioavailable ND on X, posts about that. All right. Girl posts her 3-year vitiligo journey, and people realize that Michael Jackson wasn't lying. This girl was dark skinned. She goes from dark skinned to completely white pigmented in 3.5 years, which is crazy. So only imagine what Michael Jackson was dealing with. And when I look at pictures of him, like the older pictures and in the younger pictures, it does appear as if his skin is lightening. And that should have been a sign that there was a problem to his quote unquote doctors, but they never actually treated that problem. And I have since found out that Pete, I think, or Junis, one of those, Pete or Junis, has talk about how basically if you have bone cancer, the problem with the vitiligo is that your body is hyper processing vitamin D. And so if your body does that, you have some sort of maybe a dormant or a low activated bone cancer. And so what you can change your eating and your diet, and you will literally, the pigment on your skin will return to its primary color. So for black people, that shows up as going from dark skin to light skin. For white people, that shows up as dark pigment showing up on their skin. Sometimes it's white pigments depending on how dark they are. So that's just an FYI. You can look into that if you have that problem. You have to up your melanin absorption, and your vitamin D. Your body is just dumping huge amounts of vitamin D, so you have to get your body to process vitamin D properly again. And it seemed pretty easy from the way the guy was just talking about. Okay, I request, as usual, restitutions and not reparations. Reparations is something that you give someone who doesn't have an ownership claim on the land, as a reward or a reciprocity for something that was done. We have an ownership claim on the land as natives to the land, and based on what the government says. And so we don't need reparations. We need restitutions, okay? This is also Etta James' birthday, the 25th of January, which is really interesting. People are celebrating that. There's Trump mentions in his executive order on the Lumbee Indians 25 CFR 83. So I go over that. It's really good to understand what that means. 25 CFR 83. A black soldier goes viral for supporting America, which I mean is insane. I do a video that's on my YouTube channel, Evil Roots Demolished by Lumbee Announcement. 33 years ago, the Redskins win the NFC East, which is, or the NFC. And of course, the Redskins are the team, the native name for people in DC, and they took that, and anyway, they took that away from us. So I'm a Redskins fan, as a native Washingtonian. I'm a Redskins fan. Okay, I'll never be whatever they call the team now. I'll never be a fan of them, and I really will not participate in sports ball until they bring my name back. I'm really personally affected by that. All right, there's a fake story about Trump removing Tuskegee Airmen story, which is crazy. Trump did not order them to remove the Tuskegee Airmen from the Air Force or anything like that. What happened was it was malicious, response. It was a malicious response to what they think they heard Trump say, which is not what he said at all. So that was crazy. Al Sharpton suggests boycotting companies that are not supporting DEI, which is believe a man with a perm if you want to, all right? The scepter is removed from Judah on the 25th, and is removed from them. They get the scepter removed from them. California residents say power line exploded outside their home, which might have started the fires. Black is a natural evolution of who the people who are native to the land, whereas African American signifies the revolution. They took over our natural evolution from Negro, colored, to Negro to black. They took it over when they put in African American. That's something that I point out on this day. The Parade of Planets is fully visible today, which was really beautiful. And then Trump holds a rally in Vegas, which was amazing. No cash on, or no taxes on tips, a thank you rally, whatever you want to call it. All right. So Sunday, January the 26th, 2025, Trump, a video of Trump talking about the $5 Indians not looking like real Indians, gets back into the timeline. It goes a little viral. The U.S. is losing AI race due to hurt feelings. That's because they are basically censoring the AI from telling people the truth because they don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And that's why we're losing the AI race. That's what people are saying. All right. Pluto in Scorpio generation is rising up. These are also called centennials or Generation Y. I like centennial better. Apollon in Libra is really important, which we're going to talk more on my spiritual channel about Apollon. As of today, it's not available. The Eagles beat the Redskins. Chiefs. The Eagles beat the Redskins. Chiefs beat the Bills to head to Super Bowl. The Redskins? Oh, yeah, they beat the Redskins. The other name I won't say. But the Eagles so the Eagles and the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. That's what we found out on this day. White conservatives, cognitive dissonance on FBI reports. I always talk about this. White conservatives hate the FBI, except when it comes to statistics. Somehow the FBI gets nothing right but statistics. This is really stupid. I mean, I I don't understand these people. They always want to use FBI statistics. FBI statistics. It's like, but you don't trust the FBI, except for on statistics. It's really a character flaw in white conservatives too, and also just the general racists. I follow both kinds of people. There's white conservatives who aren't racist, but then there's general racists who actually hate a group of people, especially black people, and they lump us all into one group based on skin color. These people believe the statistics, any statistic that they see that says black people are bad, they believe it 100% and without question. And I feel like that is going to bite them in the hind parts real soon. All right. Mormons enter the timeline for some reason. Colombia, the country, refuses to take back criminals back criminals. In between golfing, Trump threatens 50% tariffs. The Colombian president cries about people in America being mistreated, then agrees to take his people. This was like while Trump was golfing. He said, we're going to do 50% tariffs. And the reason why that was important is because Valentine's Day is in 2 weeks from basically this day, the 26th, about 2 weeks. And we get most of our roses from Colombia. And so if we impose a 50% tariff, they're going to have to eat those prices. They can't raise the prices 50% on their biggest consumer. That's crazy. And so then that's why the guy's complaining. And he even brings up black people in his unhinged rant on X, which is totally unhinged. And then he says, okay, I'll take our people, because he said he didn't want to take none of their people back, which is insane. These are your people and you know that they're here. All right. Reports of factories being empty and stored, factories and stores being empty all across the country, because on day one, which I didn't talk about, but one of the executive orders Trump did was, I did talk about it a little bit, was to remove illegals, giving ICE this enhanced authority due to a national emergency. And basically, you can see that it really takes place, it really takes hold, and things start going real crazy real fast. Okay. A picture of the Statue of Liberty goes viral because underneath that green patina is actually copper. So it's a copper color woman that's the Statue of Liberty, which, indicates the color of the people who were here. Copper is really, really important. Okay. Dr. Phil and Tom Homan, which is the border czar, video about roundups of illegals in Chicago goes viral, which is really interesting to see Dr. Phil out there talking to the illegals, and the illegals just telling them, yeah, we're from here, yeah, we did this, yeah, we did that. It's really really interesting, right? So that's all for this part of the week. Friday the 24th through Sunday the 26th of January 2025. If you enjoy this type of content, please leave a like, subscribe, tell your friends and family. We'd be glad to have you along as we navigate the very, very serious times that we're in, and also just provide documentary and archival proof of the times that we're living through, because it's very, very crazy out there, and a lot of people are not getting the stuff right. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Sophia Spiritualite. Peace and blessings to each one of you all, and we will see you in the next podcast.